Know about Africa?
Nothing. I be wanting to know for real. Like, only thing you could, like,
How
say,
has it been for you
perception.
watching me in Africa? Like when you first, because really we don't really talk that much.
Like, ooh, exactly. And I'd be like, oh, that my cousin, she over there in Africa. Like, I'd be excited, but you know what I'm saying?
You know how people be like, you're a reflection of your parents. You're a reflection of this. Like your parents were God-fearing, law-abiding people. Why do you, how do you think that you were to that point where you're like, yo, I've been in jail twice. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to pull the gun out and shoot this nigga anyway.
I was a rebel.
What were you rebelling against?
Everything. I hated order. I hated order. I ain't want nobody to tell me shit. I hated it. I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
So how did you get caught for shooting the guy, old buddy?
This crazy ass girl.
She snitched on you.
She tried to hold it down though.
They interrogated her for too long.
Yeah, they got down and then she broke.
They just had her in there for like days.
And she said fat wreck.
Was she there when you shot him?
Yeah.
Damn, and you shoot somebody in front of a girl. Why?
I was robbing him.
How old were you at that point? 25?
Yeah, 24, 25. Thing I seen is a man trying to escape.
From prison?
Yeah.
Boy.
He got caught in the barbed wire. This one I knew it was so real. Them people came out there and he was tangled up. As you know, when you get in that barbed wire, it keeps collapsing around you. So
his body was just cut up.
And guess what they did? Grabbed him by his ankles and snatched him out.
Oh, they didn't even like try to detangle him.
I said, oh, get what old school told me then though. Get what he told me and made me snap back to reality.
What?
He said, bro, you thought they was gonna tear their fence up? I said, boy, listen, you right.
God damn.
They'll tear your ass up before they tear their fence up.
Oh, his flesh.
Yeah.
Did he really think he was gonna make it out?
He tried.
God damn. Were you robbing for the power thrill of it or for the money?
Strictly for the thrill.
Yeah, because you probably didn't even need the money.
Strictly for the thrill. I was talking about I didn't need the money at all. Just doing it for the thrill.
And it was you and Uncle Buck?
It was me, my brother, and we had a couple more guys that was with us. Who
did you rob?
It didn't matter then. At that point, it didn't even matter.
When
I get out on bond, that's what made me really start turning back up though, because I started having to pay $250 to the bondsman. Altogether, it was $500 every week.
Every week?
That I was paying just to stay out of jail.
Just take me to jail. Just take me to jail.
And the shop wasn't bringing it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do what I had to do. Because I wasn't going back to jail. But then I get
But at that point, wouldn't you just want to go back to jail and get it over it? Because here's the thing though, about being, listen.
Just want to go back to jail.
But listen, Tony, if you know that you're going to get convicted and you're paying to stay out of jail temporarily before they convict you, just take your black ass, start the time. How would you start the time?
When is a good time to go start time?
If I'm paying $500 a week, the good time is today. If I know I'm going to get convicted. Why would I pay $2,000 a month?
And then
just to count down the days.
And then, but guess what? That's what I'm telling you. Guess what? I get a letter in the mail say they dismissed the charge.
Oh, God is good. Well, do they give you back the mail?
Hell no. You don't
so how did they dismiss the charges?
They just sent me a letter. They said they dismissed the charge. The conspiracy to robbery, all that shit.
Dang, you had a good lawyer.
Yeah, they just dismissed it. That's just like they did me and all. What is up, you guys? So I am continuing my African
in America series. And I actually have a guest with us today who is close to my heart. This is my cousin. This is my blood. I have brought to you guys today an African American with a story to tell and questions to answer for y'all. So I'm really excited about this. Would you like to introduce yourself, cousin?
My name is Damon White, and AKA Fat Rat, AKA Big Kip.
How did you get your nickname, Fat Rat?
Oh man, it was wild. Growing up, as a kid. I was about maybe 7 years old. And
At 7?
At 7 years old, and we was outside in the hood, and this was the time when beat bopping and rapping and all that was just coming strong. And we had a neighbor, and every time he used to come out the house, he used to be like, "Fat Rat, pack a tack, tack, five, and then Fat Rat just stuck.
Fat Rat.
Like it just stuck. And everybody been calling me that since.
What were you doing outside at 7 years old? Like, what were y'all actually like playing, or like getting into things? Like, what was that like for you, like growing up? So we're in Columbia, South Carolina right now. He actually lives in Hopkins, which is outside of Columbia. So it's kind of like if you have Nairobi, maybe like a Aurora or something outside of Nairobi. So we're a little far from Columbia right now, but you grew up in Columbia, South Carolina.
In Burnswood.
What was that like growing up in, because you consider Columbia like a country city? No?
Kind of, because we got a lot of, in my area, like we was hood, considered, you know what I'm saying, poor community, the Eau Claire community. It's kind of like a black community, a poor community, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Spring Valley area, it wasn't no considered Broad River at the time, the Northeast area, all this was hood. We was in the hood.
Did you feel poor?
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I felt like you kind of grew up spoiled. You're the baby.
Exactly. And I'll tell anybody, I had a great upbringing.
What made your upbringing great?
Because I had a mom and a dad that was there that loved me from birth until right now. Yeah,
and that's rare in our community. Like your parents have been together your whole life.
Married.
Yeah, married. His father just recently passed, and they were married for 53 years.
55.
55 years, which is rare in our African American community. Did your friends like notice that, or like, do you have friends whose parents are the same, or are you kind of like an exceptionality?
No, actually, it was my type man right now to this day. My partner Mike. He was raised the exact same way. He had a mother and a father, so. And we both ended up kind of on same paths. Like we went through our troubled times, you know.
Yeah.
And
my grandparents didn't stay together.
Yeah.
Or my parents. Oh Lord, please.
Yeah. But
so
yeah, we can't say we didn't have. We had.
So you grew up in a like poorer area, but you still had everything you wanted.
But I had everything I wanted and could ask for as a child.
Yeah.
I never felt neglected. I never felt mistreated. I never felt none of that.
So, I remember you vividly throughout my childhood. How old are you?
45.
You're like my mom, under my mom a little. So I'm 30. You're 45. You remember me being born?
Yes, of course. You was right around Jessica.
Yeah.
Yes, I was over it. Man, listen, your mom was like my favorite cousin. Like I always was at her house. She went through the trouble with me.
Yeah.
Like I was there.
Ooh, spill her tea. Because she be trying to make herself sound innocent now. Hold up. What was Irma doing in the streets?
We had some good times. I'm going to just say those was my Boone Farms days.
Well, I know my mama was kind of a street girl a little because she knows Mr. Scotty.
Chestnut.
I was like, you hanging with thugs, girl. Yeah, back then. He's a gentleman now.
But actually, she wasn't. She just was a magnet to it.
A thug magnet.
Yeah, she wasn't. She wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I hang out with guys who listen. I always say I'm good in all hoods. So I can go to the White House or a crack house.
Like she was the cousin that me and Buck could say, "Man, we going over here with our alcohol."
Oh, okay. She'll be chill.
And
She
she'll
keep it
be
chill.
You ain't got to worry about it getting back.
She just minded her business.
She minded her business. You know what
I
I'm
feel that.
saying?
She's the
So
cousin who not gonna
she was
kill
a
the
whole
vibe.
different vibe. Yeah. She was
Yeah.
like, it was like a thing. We was there.
Okay, so you grew up both parents, Cosby House kind of vibe, but you got in trouble because what I was gonna say is I remember you a little, but not always a lot. I feel like you were always gone.
I was gone.
Yeah. What was the first time that you remember getting in trouble with the police? Period. Like your first interaction with the cops.
I'll never forget. I was 14. I was 14 years old, and me and my brother had went and did a robbery.
So if you had a good life at home, and you were comfortable, why did you want to rob somebody?
Because I wanted to be in the streets.
Why though?
I don't know.
Did you felt like you
if I
needed
could go
to
back
like
and
prove
change that decision? I
Well,
would,
let's break it down though. Did you feel like you needed to like prove something to somebody?
I just felt like I wanted to be a man before I was a man, and before I understood what a man was.
Were you robbing for the power thrill of it or for the money?
Strictly for the thrill.
Yeah, because you probably didn't even need the money.
Strictly for the thrill. I'm talking about didn't need the money at all. Just doing it for the thrill.
And it was you and Uncle Buck?
It was me, my brother, and we had a couple more guys that was with us.
Who did you rob?
It didn't matter then. At that point, it didn't even matter.
Is it like you saw people around you robbing, so you were like, I want to do this?
To be honest, the first time it happened, I had got robbed.
So you were getting your lick back.
I was getting my lick back.
Okay.
I had got robbed. I was coming down Lakeside in the hood. And I was by myself this particular day. So about 3-4 guys jumped out the car. They put the pistol on me. They took this one out. Used to wear a lot of jewelry. As you can see, I don't no more.
Yeah.
But I used to wear a lot of jewelry. I had the gold in my mouth, all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was young thug and running out the house on the block, doing it for nothing. Because like I said, I didn't have to. I had everything I needed and wanted as a child. So anyway, it was the fact that what I grind and hustled so hard for just got took from me so easy.
So from the robbers.
From the robbers. This is what made me say, well, I'm wasting my time doing this part of the game. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to jump over here on this side of the game. Because this side of the game feel like it's much easier.
Yeah.
You go sit out there all day and get your.
So where were you getting the money from to buy all these things? Were you selling drugs?
Yeah, always. I had a guy used to give us, I had a guy used to, at 14, I probably had like about a quarter brick of crack.
Crack?
Yeah.
Were you selling to people in your neighborhoods?
Yeah, that's where I was known from. So
was your parents ever like...
Shout out to the Blue House.
Were your parents ever like, yo, where are you getting this?
Nah, I mean, they didn't know because they was spoiling me too, so they couldn't tell the difference.
What? I feel like if I had my son and Brayson walks in with chains, I'm going to be like, where the fuck did you get this? Because I know I didn't buy you a chain.
Now, we had our times. Believe me, at 14, all this happened at 14. Daddy put me slap out.
He kicked you out.
Yeah, you want to be grown? Let me get my key.
So how did that conversation go? Was he like, so Tony, where'd you get this gold chain? And you like, from the streets?
I used to hide that type stuff there.
Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him see that type.
Were your sisters snitching on you?
Nah.
Did they know?
Now, Terry was a good snitch too, though. She, like, that time I stole the car, she told me.
Okay. I mean, were you throwing them some change to make them want to incentivize to keep the mouth closed?
This was before I even got right, because at one time I didn't know what I was doing out there. I was just doing it.
Yeah.
I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I was just going with the flow. Oh, this was the thing to do. I want these nice cars. I want to be able to move when I want to move.
And this is at 14?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What grade are you in? Like, 9th grade?
Yeah.
So
first time I failed.
you got robbed. You got robbed at 14.
Mm-hmm.
The police, you robbed the guy back. You got your lick back, and then you got caught by the police. How did you get caught?
My brother car.
You were riding in your brother's car.
First time I go to rob, I end up having to shoot at somebody.
Oh my
Because
God.
they tried to chase my brother's car.
They noticed your brother's car.
And they got the license tag.
Okay.
So we at the house chilling. This how I get caught. I wasn't even in it. I get caught because they come to my mom and house looking for my brother from his car. So I walked down the steps, and when the man saw me, the investigator said, "Oh, he fit the description." So this how I get caught up in the mix.
Dang.
But they didn't even take us to jail then. We were so young, guess what they did?
Took you to juvie.
They ain't take me no way. They told my daddy, they said, tomorrow, I want you to make sure they come down here and talk to us. And they left. So we had the opportunity to run. But my daddy wasn't going for it. He made sure he took our ass down there. You know what I'm saying? He took us down.
So was he like, Tony, but why are y'all robbing?
Man, listen, it ain't matter what I did back then. All I had to do was tell them I didn't do it.
He was believing you.
They was gonna believe me. I was the baby.
Yeah.
I played on that for a long
Not
time.
my angel.
I played that on
Not
that
my
for,
good boy Tony
man,
was just at St. Martin de Porres on Sunday.
Listen, I can admit today that I had played on that for years.
Being the baby.
Being the baby.
And little did they know you're robbing.
Anytime I went to jail,
slinging crack.
I'm doing all kind of stuff, and I'm telling them I didn't do it every time I go to jail. I don't know why they got me in there. I ain't did that.
That shows how much they love you, though.
Yeah, and they was coming to get me.
Yeah. So you got arrested,
Until.
but you didn't get, okay, so you didn't go to jail at 14, but that was your first interaction with the cops.
Yeah.
When you got out of that situation, that didn't really make you like, okay, let me kind of chill, fall back. No. Or did you feel more like, oh shit, now I got the juice? Like,
that shit was too easy. I got out too easy. I'm jumping back in the car tonight.
Do you think if you would have went to juvie that time, things would be different down the road or not really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So those cops should have took your black ass to juvie.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah.
So when was the first time that you went to jail? Was it before you were 18?
No, they actually locked us up that particular time. We just got out on bond.
Oh, so they bonded you.
Yeah, we got out on bond. We went to jail. When he took us down there, we went to jail.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that part.
Yeah, we went to jail. Yeah, we didn't just go free that day.
And he had to pay for both of y'all.
Yeah, he got both of us out.
Sheesh Louise. So how much, but you didn't end up serving jail time?
I'm trying to think what I had went to jail for. That probably was part of it though. Nope. I went to jail because I shot somebody. You shot somebody? Yeah.
So how were you getting guns at this tender age?
I'm in the streets. I'm selling crack. I could have got your gun. All I got to do is give somebody some crack to go get it.
To go get the gun. I hate that though.
It was easy. Yeah, it was sad. It's sad now as an adult, as a grown man that's seeing it, the world in the state it is now. Yeah, it's sad.
It is sad.
But it's real though. It's a reality.
Yeah.
It's a reality that is, and like I tell people, you got realities and you got harsh realities. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Pop's passing is a harsh reality.
Yeah.
We can't bring them back. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is try to keep pushing and enjoy the moments we did have. And that's what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can make it.
How many stints do you think that you've had in jail? How many times have you gone to jail?
I've been incarcerated for 20 years of my life.
Out of 45? Out of 45. When you reflect on that, where does that put you mentally?
Blessed.
You feel blessed. I love that. That's very optimistic.
Blessed.
What makes you feel blessed about that?
I just told you all the stuff I was doing. I could have been on the other side.
Dead. That's true. That's very true. What were some of the darkest days that you've had in prison? Or let's talk about how did you have to emotionally prepare yourself or deal with things when you were in prison for those long times? Like, was it painful for you? Would you cry at night, or did you just kind of become accustomed to being in prison?
Like, it was different levels, to be honest. My first bid, I stayed in prison from 1993 to 2000.
So that's 7 years.
7 years. And guess what I did?
What was the charge?
Armed robberies.
Okay.
Armed robberies. And then I messed around and did that bid too comfortable. Like, the only thing I was missing was a female. And sometimes I could talk to a CEO every now and then. You know what I'm saying? So at one point, it was like I had too much fun in prison. Like,
did you ever have sex with the CO?
No.
But just kind of, talkie.
Yeah. Kinda, yeah. But
so you situated yourself to be comfortable there to where you felt like you weren't really missing on nothing.
I was still getting drugs. I was still getting everything else. I was still getting money. We wasn't even supposed to have it, but I was getting. You know what I'm saying? I stayed. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have an attitude when I'm gonna be all right.
So what were you doing with money in prison though?
I'm buying more drugs.
do prison officers? Because when I see people posting like Facebook posts and stuff in prison, I'm like, I know the officers have to know that you have a phone. Like, how do officers not be like, okay, no drugs? Like, if you smoke weed, you can smell weed in the house.
But it's like, you can smell it, but you got to catch me. And right now, it be so, they don't have enough people. You know what I'm saying? I just had a partner just got out 3 months ago. I just got in touch with him last night. And he was telling me how it's 4 different dorms that one officer have to go around and check at night on the night shift. So he said they got to trust somebody in each dorm to leave their door unlocked so they can tell and check with them to make sure everything all right in the dorm. To make sure
other prisoners.
So
they'll have like a favorite prisoner who you're like, okay, just in case this motherfucker burns down and I can't make it back, let everybody know.
And they tell them to take the phone off the hook because that means it's an emergency. And so they'll send somebody down there.
Yeah.
He said he saw 4 people died because I told them that one thing about me, I'm not going back to prison. And
this was your first stint, or that's how you feel now?
That's how I feel now. Like, I wouldn't put myself in a position to go back to prison. I'm gonna go to work as long as I can. I'm gonna go.
Well, I mean, I hope after 20 damn years total in prison that you don't want to go back to prison. So were people visiting you? Like, did my mom ever visit you?
Yes, big part. She kept me. Hey, listen, not only visit, wrote me, came to see me, sent me money.
But can I tell you, my mom really is a real one.
Man, she is.
My mom is a real one. She is. She's not fake. She's not bougie.
Like she always been like that.
She's taught me humility.
Like, she has never changed the game.
I love that. Shout out to Irma, girl. Yeah. I love you, Mom. That's good to know that if I go to prison, she'll send a little something, maybe.
Oh, she got you.
So she came to see you. Did you have a girlfriend when you went to prison?
Which time?
The first. How has your love life been with girls outside? Because have you seen Love After Lockdown, and like when girls are like some girls are really attracted to prison men who are in prison. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, good and bad.
Well, let's start with the good.
Okay, the good side is you got some that I felt like was ready for me that I wasn't ready for them. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean, like, I wasn't ready for their maturity at the time.
They were too wanting you to change.
Yeah, you want me to be something that I'm not ready to be.
I mean, but they can't expect too much from you if you're in prison.
You'll be surprised.
Really? Oh, they're like, can you take care of me, or just like, hey, when
It's
you
a
get
lot of
out, I want
it's a lot
marriage.
of prisoners that get a lot of money.
I'm not thinking about the money. I'm thinking about expectations.
Oh yeah, that's up to you. If you trust, if you can listen to me and you let me talk to you,
How do people get money in prison?
same way, cash out,
Well, no, I'm saying, how do you make money in prison?
through drugs, through anything. Visit,
Selling drugs in prison.
yes,
That's wild.
cigarettes. They done took the cigarettes. You sell cigarettes. You get enough, you can sell whatever you want to sell. Everything sell in prison.
And your family was coming to see you.
Family was coming to see me.
So when you did your 7-year stint, did they think that you were innocent and that you were just being held by the law?
By the time I got to prison, they knew I had done did something.
Mm.
I never told them what.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the most that your parents have spent on lawyers' fees for you? If you could round it all out, how much money do you think your parents have spent on lawyer fees with you and your criminal activity?
I'm gonna just say too much. I don't even know.
Is it more than 20,000?
Oh shit, that's a retainer fee for the charges I be catching.
So you think what would be like a round, like a ballpark? Is it more than 50,000?
It's more. It's expensive money.
They spent money.
Yeah.
So you get out of your 7-year stint. Were you like, I'm a changed man. I'm not going back. Like, this is it for me. Did you what did you do when you first day out?
Shit, that's how I felt.
What did you know? Seriously.
Like I was a changed man until I got back out into this world.
Listen to me. Walk with me. Your first day out. Tony gets out of prison. Who was there to pick you up?
Oh, you already know. Mom, dudes, Pops, Terry. I think the whole
Everybody.
family came. Yeah.
Everybody came.
Yeah.
What did you do that day? Like, that you can remember? Can you remember?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember vividly what I did. I went, rode home from, I was upstate. I was coming from Greenville area.
Mm.
So we rode home. I think we stopped to Shoney's.
Okay.
That's the first thing I wanted.
Shoney's buffet.
Yeah. We stopped by Shoney's.
Little mac and cheese.
Yeah. After that, I went to the house and I chilled. You know what I'm saying? Like the main thing I did, it took me a good bath. You know what I'm saying? That was the best thing. Get a little drink.
Did you drink fake alcohol in prison? You know how they do the concoctions?
Fake, drank it.
Like the concoctions.
Drank it, made it, sold it.
How do you make fake? How do you? Please, can you give us the recipe for alcohol in prison?
Man, listen. To be honest, it's all different kind.
What did you used to make?
Different kind, but I'm gonna tell you the main one is the rice wine.
Okay, break it. What is rice wine?
Rice wine is where you take any of your wine. You got to have what you call a starter.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's gonna kick your wine off.
Okay.
And it's gonna most of the time it's come from rotten fruit.
Mm.
You have to let the fruit rotten, or either like you take whatever kind of fruit you can get, you'll let it rot. Like basically oranges.
Okay.
We'll take the oranges, let them start getting the mold on them and stuff like this.
Where are you hiding this? Because if I'm a PO and I'm like looking through a CO and I'm looking through your stuff, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Throw this out, dirty.
It depends on what dorm you're in, what situation. Because you got sometimes you can put it up in the ceiling in the shower.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's different spots. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where you at.
Okay.
But sometimes you can just get away with it hanging in your locker, depending on where you are, where you at. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you started off like that, and that rice wine, tomato wine, you start off. Tomatoes is good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them ferment.
Okay, and then once the fruit is fermented, what happens?
That's when you can add a little bit of sugar.
Okay.
Sugar is what turns the wine.
Okay.
That's what's gonna turn the alcohol.
Okay.
The sugar. The more sugar you got, the more potent your alcohol will be.
Okay. Will be. But they don't just sell sugar on commissary, just straight sugar. So then that's when you got to have your little
Jolly Ranchers, anything with sugar.
Okay.
Jolly Ranchers, peppermints, anything they sell with sugar in there.
Okay.
And some people like drop a honey bun because of the yeast. The yeast makes it cook.
Hmm.
The yeast from the honey bun makes it cook faster.
Okay. So put a honey bun.
Yeah, and then you'll take your whatever, your sodas with your sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You'll add your sodas, whatever flavor you want.
But does it actually make you drunk?
Yes. If it's made right.
If it's made right.
Yeah, and you got a lot of people that don't know how to make it right. If you don't let it sit long enough, it'll make you sick. It'll be like still cooking in your stomach. And I've seen people bloated, like really have to go to medical behind trying to get drunk.
Damn. Mm-hmm. Have you seen somebody get stabbed and die in prison?
I've been seeing people get stabbed. I ain't seen nobody actually die from the stab. I done seen people die
in prison.
The worst thing I seen, this is what people ask me, is I seen a man's skull get cracked.
How?
With a fire extinguisher.
Damn, how?
He was running from somebody in the tunnel at Manning Correctional Institution. And as the man was chasing him, the man snatched the fire extinguisher off the wall.
Was this another prisoner or a CO?
It was another prisoner. And he clocked him. When he hit him in the head, I seen that whole skull crack.
And he died?
Yeah, he died.
What do you do?
Gruesome.
So what would you do in prison if you saw your best friend getting beat up?
I feel like we gonna handle that.
But doesn't that add more time onto you?
I don't care.
You don't care?
Yeah, you gonna do that time now anyway.
But if it adds more time, would you care?
You don't get out on no good time no more.
I've heard a lot of people get out on good behavior.
No, I don't believe that.
Really?
If they give you, that must be something. Like I said, I never went to jail on that nonviolence.
Have you ever been offered? Have you ever in a court situation been offered less time to snitch?
Oh no.
They've never offered that to you. I'm not saying if you took it. I'm asking if you've ever been in that situation where they're like, okay, Mr. Tony, if you just cooperate, we'll get. They've never offered you that.
They don't just do that.
Is that for TV? Because I feel like there are people who cooperate and you get less time.
Yeah, but that's the people who want to cooperate. That's the people who be asking. Them people don't have time to ask you if you're going to cooperate. Them people be trying to get your ass to jail. Really? Yeah.
So, okay, back to your first day out. You went to Sony's. You went home and took a bath. I'm sure you called a little baby. Oh, baby, I'm home. Let me come over. Blah, blah. What was finding a job like for you? Because I know you weren't like, okay, I can return to the street life. At that point, you had been in jail for 7 years. That's exhausting. You know, you have family.
So long ago, I'm trying to remember what my first job was.
Well, good. I'm glad I can bring this back to you. Let's reflect together.
Did I start working with you then, bro? Cause I started selling drugs again.
You gotta love on my viewers. You gotta love on my viewers. Not look at him.
I'm sorry, but I was just thinking.
If he wants to talk, we'll talk to you later after this interview. But love on my viewers.
What did I do though?
What was your job? Did you work at Rush's?
No.
Why? My mama worked at Rush's.
My niece did too, but Jessica did.
See, that's your problem. You got too much pride.
No, I ain't say I wouldn't work at Rush's.
You said never.
Yeah, never. Not now.
You could have just said no. No, I didn't work at Rush's.
Well, same thing.
So you get out.
Yeah, what did I do though?
Do you have any idea where you were a cashier? Did you work for your dad? Because your dad owned a lawn company.
Okay, that's what I did. That's what I did.
You worked for your dad?
I started fixing lawnmowers.
Okay, so you started fixing lawnmowers.
Yeah.
And then how did that go?
From 2000 to 2002, I was working at the shop.
You were working at your dad's shop?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Thank God for a daddy with a business.
Yeah.
Did you try to ever get a real job? Not a real job, but like a job.
That's all
I don't mean a real job, because that is a real job.
Yeah, but I started, and I understand, because that right there led me back to selling drugs again, too.
Well, did you ever go apply for other jobs, otherwise working for your dad?
Nope.
Why?
Didn't need to.
Because your dad. But you said it led you back to selling drugs, so was he not paying enough?
No, I probably didn't know enough at the time.
What you mean?
I was still learning.
About lawnmowers?
about fixing lawnmowers and stuff.
So what, like
I learned that from him.
So you weren't making. I mean, I'm saying what put you back into selling drugs?
Because I needed more money.
So he wasn't paying you enough, or you were greedy.
Even that, I can't say that. I just got back into doing different things that I wasn't doing.
Mm.
Like, what else? Like just being out, buying bottles, getting fucked up every night. I started doing crazy shit.
Tony, can you take me
money.
shopping?
Blowing money.
Blowing money? No?
I ain't never been the type to really just splurge on.
You're not a trick.
No. I ain't finna give you my money that I
Did your
hustle
parents
for.
ever say, Tony, I need you to pay me back this bail money?
Oh yeah. I went on plans a lot of times. I paid a lot of that money back
To your parents?
to my parents.
That's nice.
Yeah, I
God
did.
is good. That's good.
Yeah.
So you started selling drugs again, and this is like 2002.
Oh, that's what started me. Because I went to Charlotte and got locked up in Charlotte.
Why did you went to Charlotte to see Bud?
No, I went to see Courtney, actually.
Okay, my little cousin Courtney.
Yeah, I went to see Courtney. And in between that, a dude that I was riding with, he was riding with me. I was in my truck. And man, he pulled over. This was a crazy story.
We love a crazy story, y'all.
I pulled over because he said he had to use the restroom. He jumped out the truck, came back to the truck. When he came back to the truck, the man was like, I said, God, dog, what the hell?
He took a poop.
Yeah, I said, you all right? Man, listen, it wasn't even 5 minutes later on Nation Ford, 3-4 police cars behind me.
He robbed him.
He done robbed somebody at the car wash.
Oh my God, that's something you see on TV. Why would he not just be honest with you?
Like, listen, that shit was so crazy.
Oh my God, why would he do that?
So,
but what did he rob them for? You didn't see like his pockets bigger?
Nah, listen, I'm on the way to, we just had got a room. We just had left the room.
Oh, he's trying to sabotage you.
And so, listen, I got shit on me.
What shit?
I got drugs on me.
Like coke, weed?
Yeah, I got crack and I got weed on me.
Because you were selling at that time.
Yeah. So,
You can answer that.
No, I get it. So she said,
if it's your wife, answer, please.
Nah, I got it.
Because I'll be like, hello? Answer!
But yes, yeah, that's what happened. And I ended up going to jail, and they charged me with my
aiding and abetting.
And they charged me with conspiracy.
Yeah, but be honest. Are you, because right now you're telling the story, be honest. Did you not know he was really taking it?
I did not know he was.
But isn't that kind of like a nutty nigga to be hanging out with?
Man, listen, I know, and that's crazy because I don't got nothing but nutty motherfuckers around me. Like,
but you know what I always tell people? If everybody around you is away, you away.
I probably am. But
so you might be a big nut.
I don't think I got it all, but at times I just try to hold it in the road. I
feel the vibe. So then you go to jail again.
Go to jail
How
again.
long was
I
this?
get out on bond. That's what made me really start turning back up though, because I started having to pay $250 to the bondsman. Altogether, it was $500 every week.
Every week?
That I was paying just to stay out of jail.
Just take me to jail. Just take me to jail.
And the shop wasn't bringing it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do what I had to do because I wasn't going back to jail. But then I get.
But at that point, wouldn't you just want to go back to jail and get it over it? Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, about being. Listen.
Just want to go back to jail.
But listen, Tony, if you know that you're gonna get convicted and you're paying to stay out of jail temporarily before they convict you, just take your black ass. Start the time. How much is start the time?
When is a good time to go start time?
If I'm paying $500 a week, the good time is today. If I know I'm going to get convicted. Why would I pay $2,000 a month?
And then...
just to count down the days.
And then, yeah, but guess what? That's what I'm telling you. Guess what? I get a letter in the mail say they dismissed the charge.
Oh, God is good. Well, do they give you back the bail?
Hell no. You don't
so how did they dismiss the charges?
They just sent me a letter. They said they dismissed the charge. The conspiracy to robbery, all that shit.
Dang, you had a good lawyer.
Yeah, they just dismiss it. That's just like they did me and
God
my
is good.
partner.
So what did you do to the guy? So the way that when you first got
He's
robbed,
still in prison behind that shit.
I was about to say, because I would beat his ass.
He's still in prison behind that shit.
He's still there, but you got dismissed. I wonder why.
Cause they know I ain't did that shit. I hope he.
I wouldn't have believed you.
I ain't said nothing though. That's what I'm telling you. They know not that. I ain't said shit. Oh,
so
what
you
happened was
escaped.
that
You escaped jail
see,
that
one
time.
thing I learned about the police, they gonna figure it out. So if you don't say nothing, it's best you just don't say shit. If you
Make them work.
shit, make them do their
Make
job.
them work. So when is the second time after that 7-year stint? What is the next time that you actually went to jail?
In 2004, I violated. I went back to jail for 16 months.
So let's talk about that probation, because that's something that's not in Africa. Like when you are done, you're done. They don't have even the resources to be parole, probation. What was the rules when you got out?
You had to stay drug free. You were subject to a drug test. You had to pay X amount of money every month. You had, let me see that.
Paying every month. You ended up not going back. When was the next time that you actually went back into jail? You said it was probation violation.
Yeah, that was 2000.
How did you violate? You failed a drug test.
No, because I was in the car with somebody that got locked up.
To me, it seems like you need to stop fucking riding with people.
And I said that too. I learned that later that most of the time, the things I did by myself, I got away with.
Because you can keep your.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were riding with him, and then what happened?
He get caught with a gun, and I was with him, and I was just, you ain't even supposed to be around nobody like that.
You're not supposed to be around a felon or nothing.
Yeah.
Was he a felon?
Mm-hmm. There was the family at the time.
So how long did you go to jail the second time?
16 months.
Okay.
So I got out in 2004.
Okay.
And then
that wasn't too long.
Yep. But I only stayed out 2 months.
And then you went back. Why?
That's when I caught the charge with the shooting.
You shot somebody. So why would you shoot somebody if you know that you have issues with jail? Like if you shoot somebody, you know you're gonna. It's different than carrying a gun and actually pulling out and shooting somebody. So like I could see why you would keep a gun on you because it may be hot, but like actively choosing to shoot somebody, there's a high chance you're gonna get caught. Yeah. So what made you just like not give a fuck?
I just didn't care at the time.
Why?
And I ain't never did cocaine or none of that shit. Everybody used to think I was on cocaine. But I never.
Answered.
No, that's.
You can people will probably like, oh my God, Tony's on drugs. He just don't care. But really, you just did not care.
Just didn't care.
Why?
I can't say.
I'm done with this airing, y'all. I don't have the back. It's gone.
I don't know why. I can't say what. Like, at the end of the day, knowing what I know now is basically I really didn't care about myself. Because that's what it boiled down to at the end of the day.
You know how people
sacrificing myself.
Yeah, you know how people be like, you're a reflection of your parents. You're a reflection of this. Like, your parents were God-fearing, law-abiding people. How do you think that you were to that point where you're like, yo, I've been in jail twice. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to pull the gun out and shoot this nigga anyway.
I was a rebel.
What were you rebelling against?
Everything. I hated order. I hated order. I ain't want nobody to tell me shit. I hated it. I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
So how did you get caught for shooting the guy? Oh, buddy.
This crazy ass girl.
She snitched on you.
She tried to hold it down though.
They interrogated her for too long.
Yeah, they got down, then she broke.
They just had her in there for like days.
And she said, fat rat.
Was she there when you shot him?
Yeah.
Damn, and you shoot somebody in front of a girl. Why?
I was robbing him.
How old were you at that point?
25?
25?
Yeah, 24, 25, something like that.
And you really thought she wasn't going to tell anybody?
Shit, at that point, I ain't.
What did she do when you shot the guy? Was she like, oh my God, Tony? Or was she like, yeah, nigga?
I damn near, I might well say that shit. I kidnapped them because I made all them get in the car with me.
Oh, people who saw you.
Yeah, I made all them get in the car with me and rolled off.
I would have said she shot them. I'm just kidding. No, that's awful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding. So how long did you go to jail for that?
10 years. I was in there from 2004 to 2014.
But he didn't die.
Mm-mm. But the only thing really
did he not die because you're a bad shooter or because you weren't trying to kill him?
No, I took a headshot. It just didn't penetrate. You
shot him in the head and he still didn't die. God is good.
Yeah.
God is good because
listen,
honestly, that's good for you and him.
The only thing saved me is because the dude, he ended up getting a murder charge while I was in jail.
Him?
Waiting to go to court for him. He caught a murder charge.
So people kind of were,
so
when you went.
My lawyer said, oh, we gotta break in the case.
Oh.
He said, the dude who got shot in your case just caught a murder charge.
So it makes people less sympathetic for him because they're like, this nigga's out here doing anything too.
Yeah,
so they were probably like, he could have tried to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh. God is good. God will work when he can.
Yeah.
So you spent 10 years in jail.
Yeah.
Did you go to trial every time or did you plea out sometimes?
I plead up.
Every time?
Yeah, I took 10 years.
Do you think that sometimes you should have just went to trial? Why have you never done a trial?
Nah, because I did everything.
Why would you not exercise your first 10 Amendment rights?
Because I was guilty.
OJ was guilty.
Okay, well.
OJ was guilty.
OJ took that chance now. You see where OJ at now?
He was out of jail. OJ never been to jail for murder.
OJ 70.
But my thing is, what made you never want to do a trial?
Shit, because like I said, I was guilty. Like it's like this. When you go to trial in South Carolina, if you lose, you getting the maximum.
That's so wrong. That's not how
it's not gonna give you no. You're not gonna get that same 10. You're gonna get that life or that 90 years or something stupid, 130 years.
So you feel like they almost punish you for going to trial and exercising your your amendment rights.
I ain't even gonna say that because if you feel like you ain't did it or you didn't do it, then fuck what they got to offer.
But sometimes it's not about what you did or didn't do, it's what they can prove.
Exactly. If you feel like you gotta be, that's a chance you got to take. I'll never tell nobody don't go to trial.
Do you sit back like, dang, I should have went to trial?
No, never.
Never.
I don't regret nothing I went through for the simple fact that because of where I am now. Like I said,
we're gonna get to where you are now.
I feel blessed.
So you did 10 years. Were you in a better mental spot doing those 10 years than you were when you did how many years was it before the first time you did it? You said from 2002, from 1993 to what?
From 93 to 2000.
Okay, so you did 7 years first. This time it's 10. Was it kind of just like, whatever, I'm back?
No, it was different.
Why?
Because I lost a lot of support that I did have.
So your parents were like, Tony, we ain't fucking with you this time.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
So less visits?
Yeah, and I appreciated that though.
Why?
Because it got me where I'm at now.
But you saying that now
with a mentality of
you're saying that now, but I know that has to hurt.
No, actually it don't. Because
if my mom stopped visiting me on my second go round, I would feel away.
Why?
Because my mama.
This is my third go round.
I would still be like, damn. Even if I understood, I would still be sad.
I can't condone that as a man though. As a man, when you get older, yeah, as a child, okay. you can make mistakes, and I can comfort you as much as I can. But as a grown person, you're gonna have to accept responsibility. Like my daddy told me one day, he said, I'll never feel sorry for a grown man that could have made a better decision. You understand? That's something that stick with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel sorry for nobody that could have made a better decision.
Yeah.
And as a grown person, you gotta think things through now. It ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got people depending on you the same way you was depending on people.
Yeah.
So you gotta take all that in consideration.
So you did those 10 years with less family support. I know I was super close to my grandma. I don't know. Do you remember much about my grandma?
Yeah, auntie, understand.
Yeah. So many of y'all don't know, I actually lived with my grandma for my first 10 years of my life, which I'll talk about to you guys one day, but I never really lived with my mom growing up. I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. I moved from Columbia when I was 10 years old to go live with my mom and my dad. So was my grandma like supportive of you?
Oh man, one of the best. Listen, my fondest memories. Listen, you see that poker table right there?
I do see that poker table.
Guess where that came from?
She gave that to you.
Man, listen, that been in the family.
How you lying?
Man, I promise you.
Wow, that's her poker table.
There's still some card tails we got in the other room.
That makes me want to cry because you know I love to gamble. Really?
Yeah, I run poker games like every other Sunday.
In her handwriting.
Man, I'm telling you.
She has great cursive.
It's crazy. Like I always tell them that.
That kind of brings tears to me a little.
Yeah.
Hold on. That makes me sad.
Like I remember her from, like, it was always love. You feel me? Like I remember she ain't miss a birthday. She ain't miss nothing. You know what I'm saying? We was always
did she tell
raised,
you?
And this is what I be trying to tell my siblings right now. The way we were raised, it's not how we are now.
No, we changed.
We've changed, and it's okay.
It's growth,
and it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I say because at one point, like we was taught, like we was raised with all our cousins.
Yeah.
Like our cousins was here. Like,
oh my God, you speaking the gospel because I just met Jessica's youngest for the first time.
And that's crazy because
I love that. So you got out after that stint and did one more bid.
After 2014? No, I haven't been back.
You've been out since 2014?
I've been home since 2014.
So you only did 2 long stretches?
2 stretches, the 7 and the 10.
Okay.
And I did the little 16 in between.
What made you in 2014 like, I am not fucking going back?
I did a lot of maturing in that time. Like I figured a lot of stuff out.
Like what?
About me.
Like what?
Like learning to, basically I took a lot of that time to learn myself. Like I got into the knowledge of self with the Nation of Gods and Earths. You ever heard of them? 5% Nation?
No, I'm like, is that like the Nation of Islam?
It's
God's Nurse.
Gods and Earths.
Gods and Earths. Yeah. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, Nation of Gods and Earths. Which we teach, like I say, we teach freedom, justice, and equality. But we also teach that we don't believe in like a spook God. We believe that the black man himself is God. And we move through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We don't depend on nobody else. We believe in, we one with the universe, sun, moon, and the stars. The sun represents the black man, who is symbolic to the sun. Just that the sun is the sole provider of the solar system, so is the black man the sole provider of his family.
But do you feel like every man is the sole provider?
Yes, you have to be as a man. But when you're dealing with a universe, when you're dealing with more than you, when you're dealing with the moon and the stars, then you got to understand that light, that power that you possess can't just be manifested full speed all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can't mash the gas on you. You're a wisdom body. You represent water. You're a constant symbol of change. You're not always gonna be the same.
Yeah.
You
People
know
are
what I'm
constantly
saying?
changing. Yes.
You feel me? As a woman, that's a part of your genetic makeup. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
I might have you might be smiling on the way out the door to work. You might come home and I'll be dealing with another whole female.
Yeah.
But I have to understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's just you. And I have to figure out that right sun ray, that right mix.
Those dynamics.
I gotta get that smile on your face, baby.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's my duty as a man, as the son. I'm the sole provider. I'm gonna take care of that.
I love that for you.
You know what I'm saying?
So you came home. Were you like, mama, daddy, like, I ain't going back this time? And they were like, Tony, or did people really think this was like your last stint?
That was the good part about this time. I ain't telling nobody nothing.
You didn't give anybody no expectations.
I ain't giving nobody no expectations. Just I'm tired of talking about it.
Like, don't ask me.
Yeah, like.
Did you have a family member or anybody in your life who you really just like were so disappointed in the way that they were treating you and y'all cut ties, or was everybody for the most part very supportive?
To be honest, I'm gonna say all my siblings upset me a time or two during that bid. And the most upsetting was my brother, because we've been through so much together in the streets. Like, I expected out of all people, like, I never said it, but that first time I did time, when I took that 10-year plea that time and did the 7 years, it was to help him so they could throw his charges out. That was part of my plea deal. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? That whole time I've been gone, he came to see me one time.
But he had his own battles and demons he was dealing with.
Yeah, and true indeed. But I don't feel sorry for a man that can make a better decision.
Okay, Uncle Leroy up in here re-quoting.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No, I get that. I get that.
I can't let you get away with that excuse. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. I get that totally. It seems like in y'all's family, the girls have done better than the boys.
I'm trying to break that trend.
Why do you think that was the case, though? Like, let's break this down.
Because
y'all have 2 daughters, 2 sons. Both the sons have gone very wayward at times. You've reformed yourself, which we will get to. But why do you think that there's something there that needs to be unpacked, or do you think it's a coincidence?
That's a hell of a question. But the way I see it,
do you think your parents were too light on you?
My brother was very influential on me growing up. My big brother, he played a big part in a lot of the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? First drink, first smoke, everything was with him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? All the negative things.
The street life.
The street life was with him. I started off experiencing this stuff with him, and that's what I pushed to, because he was like alcoholic at an early age, and we knew that.
What drove him to drink? If your parents are together, you're living, your dad has a business, like, what was that darkness inside that he was trying to suppress?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Because like I said, I can remember him. I can remember being, I don't even know how old, but having to get in the car 2, 3 in the morning with my mom and daddy to go get him, because the police got them behind Gibbs Middle School drinking alcohol. Him and his friends. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff he was getting into before I even thought about, you know what I'm saying?
Drinking.
Yeah, before I even got nowhere yet.
How come he never asked like Aunt Wanda or Aunt Terry, like his sisters, to do that kind of stuff? Like, why you?
They was different. Like, Terry and Wanda he was more secluded. Like, they shared a room and we shared a room, but it took me to the point, like, I was over there in their room more than I was in this room, because he was so dominant and he was so wanting his space type brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't want little brother. You
He
feel
was
me?
living a double life.
Yeah, it's like I was forced to. Yeah, go
If you
on
wanted
in.
to be a part of his space, you kind of had to get on the waves
I had to get in where
where
I
you could fit in.
Exactly, and that's kind of like not saying
What was your sister saying at this time? Like, Tony, like, don't be like that. Or like, Buck, why you like that? Like, or were they just like, listen, y'all do what you do?
it was to me, like I said, it was like nobody was believing that I was doing the things that I was doing. Like everybody was in a disbelief. Nobody ever, that, to my knowledge, said, "Well,
Okay.
Tony doing that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I
Yeah.
feel like Tony doing that. Even your mama, nobody felt like what Tony.
You had
doing
them
that.
deceived.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I played on that baby boy shit to the utmost. I'm telling you, I did.
Yeah.
Like they never knew.
So what kept you from being one of those guys in high school who like did sports, or like if you saw your brother was going wayward, like why weren't you like, I'm gonna be different? Like, did you not feel like you had other channels accessible or like things positive that you could be doing, or you just didn't want to do that?
This is what people didn't know. I played sports all the way up through high school. I played football for Eau Claire High School. I played baseball for Eau Claire High School.
Wow, I didn't know that. So why didn't you like wanna, did you ever aspire to go to college?
I messed it up playing baseball with an attitude. With an attitude. I never forget. I was one of the best players on the team. I was actually getting letters from colleges about playing baseball. At this particular point, I was a senior. And one game we played against Spring Valley, I'll never forget. I was playing the game against Spring Valley. And I felt like my team wasn't like they wasn't even there. Like I said, man, y'all got to get it right. Y'all got to get it right. So I got mad, and after the game, I walked away from. I didn't go on the bus with the team. And at that time, I didn't realize how much of a violation that I committed.
Like you betrayed
like
them.
The school is not even the betrayal, just the fact that as a child in school, you done walked away from a bus that I'm supposed to be responsible for getting this child back to the school.
So it's like you were a runaway.
Yeah, you feel me? Like I ain't realized the severity of what I had done. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so they kicked you off.
Yes, and they really barred me. Like they wouldn't let me play no more. You know what I'm saying? And
because you were an unruly player.
Like the coach was like, "Listen," he said, "I done tried everything I can to get you back, but they ain't not gonna let you back because of what you did."
So did you like rebel after that, or you just like
that was another thing made me like fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I lost a lot. You feel me? Like shit, I had enjoyed doing that shit.
What did you, when you were growing up, what was your dream?
I always know I just wanted to be different. I ain't want to be one of them. Whatever they
What did you want to do?
I never really had like a passion to do. I ain't want to be say I was gonna be a professional football player. I ain't never had. I just wanted to be successful. I guess I just wanted to be able to do what I wanted to do.
What does Tony like to do?
Right now, today.
Then.
I
Otherwise,
was
sports.
A blow in the wind. I was a whatever we gonna do, we gonna do it.
But you didn't really have anything in you. Like this is what I love.
I was like, whatever.
Was Auntie making you go to church?
Hell yeah, you were going to church now.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
St. Martin de Porres.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like bad on God? Like, dang, I'm letting him down, or just not really?
I had my battle with that, like I said, spiritually. Like I done went through and seen a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I done witnessed a lot of stuff.
Have you ever been hit on sexually in jail by a man?
No.
Never? What would you do?
Probably kill him.
Have you seen men that you know who are straight end up being on some weirdo gay shit in jail?
And they bring that shit out here, and I'll blast their ass though.
Oh, that's not right. That's shaming.
How?
That's shaming people.
If you gay in jail and you come out here and acting like you ain't gay, that ain't shaming nobody. How?
I don't think you should put people's business out.
Why?
So I don't
would
think
you
that's
feel?
right.
How would you feel if you dated somebody for 5 years and you find out he was gay, and your cousin knew about it,
It's like
you wouldn't give a damn.
people are in a different state of mind when you're in jail, though. Like you may be
No,
just
you don't
craving
wanna- you
intimacy,
don't-
but you're not gay.
Okay, who don't crave intimacy? That
Mm.
don't mean you want to be violated. That's a violation. I can't. No, you ain't finna do me like that.
Yeah, not
And I
gay.
ain't finna do it. It's nothing about a man that attracts me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it really, like, you know. What I'm
When you
saying?
think on your life in jail, do you regret that you like? Because you haven't physically had kids. Do you feel like if you would have had kids earlier, things would be different? Would you have had more of an incentive to stay out of jail?
I feel like everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, which side do you look at it? Like, dang, I wish I had kids because I would have maybe wanted to stay out of jail. Or are you like, thank God I didn't have kids because I've been in jail so much?
Yeah,
Which way
I'm
do you
still
sway?
kind of like go with the flow. Like it is what it is type. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna force it. You know,
Yeah,
it ain't like I don't be fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying?
it just hasn't
Like,
happened.
It just ain't happened. You know?
Yeah,
what I'm
no, I get what
saying?
you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened.
Just
What
something
happens
ain't-
has
yeah,
happened.
when it happened, it's time. It's time. You know.
Did
what
you
I'm
grow
saying?
up ever feeling like a victim of racism? Because I know like the vibe racially in South Carolina is different than the vibe in DMV. You know, here is really like a good old boy system a lot sometimes. Do you ever feel like your life has been affected because of racism or systemic racism in America?
I feel like yes, my life, all our lives have been impacted in some way, shape, fashion, or form with racism. Like it's always that opportunity that you're not gonna be afforded because of your color, not because you can't do the job or not because you can't do or succeed at it. It's because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Which is wrong as hell, but it's reality.
It's life here.
Harsh reality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna deal with it same way. I feel like walking down the street with a hood on. Why that make me suspect?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you have any white friends growing up?
No white friends growing up. And I was, like I said, I was in the hood. We didn't have I wasn't raised around white people. I went to school. All my schooling was, we probably had 5 white people went to Oakley at one time. And that was one of the strangest things because when I was in high school, the Rodney King situation jumped off. So you already know the 5 white people that was there got beat for nothing.
That's awful.
You know what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
mentality just went to, oh, it's a riot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's only 5 of y'all here.
Did your dad ever talk to you about issues that he had experienced with white people?
He raised me on that. He told me, but he got a legit reason because he was at Pepsi Cola. This is one of the opportunities I was saying. He was at Pepsi Cola for years, and they wouldn't promote him to manager for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like he really went to court behind us. Like he had a lawyer behind the way they did him at the racial profiling at Pepsi Cola.
I'm proud of him for going to court.
And he did. He ended up going because he said like they kept giving the promotion to people that was not even as qualified as him, but because of his skin color. And that's what's one of the things he always taught me. Don't play with them crackers. Don't mess with them crackers. That was one of the things I always remember. You feel me? Like,
do you think that your parents are proud of you or disappointed in you?
Right now, they proud.
What have you done to make your parents proud?
Right now, I came home this time and
I'm done with both of these.
And I just showed and proved to them that I'm a man. Like, I don't ask nobody for nothing. I take care of my family. Like, I strive real hard to be like my daddy. Like, he taught me how to take care of a family. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always taught me how to be a man. He gave me all the blueprint. Before
he passed, did he ever ask you, like, what did I do wrong to, like, make you have gone through this? Or was he pretty just, like, understanding?
He kind of like, I think he got to a point with me that he knew that eventually I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like he just knew that the preaching to me wasn't gonna work. I'm gonna go through what I go through, and
You'll learn.
hopefully, I know he prayed plenty of nights that I get it. You know.
Did you ever in your life think that one day I might fuck up and get like a life sentence? Or did you know, like, I'm not spending my life in jail?
That's what I said when I came back. That's the attitude I have. Like right now, I'm not going back.
What if you got into a situation? Would you snitch to stay out or stay solid?
I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that.
That's what I like to hear. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I wouldn't put myself in a situation like that.
So if somebody's doing something wrong around you that you know is illegal, what do you do?
I get on through. Because like I said, I really don't go nowhere but to work at home. If I ain't here, I'm at work.
Okay.
And the reason why, because I can control this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't control what you do outside of this. I can't control what you do in your vehicle. I can't control none of that. But I can control what you do here, and I know what I do allow and what I don't allow here.
Yeah.
And I know I'm safe here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
what do you know anyone who has been to Africa otherwise me and my mom? Or any of your friends? Like, do y'all think of Africa?
Oh, listen. I'm gonna tell you this before I answer this question. We went on vacation not too long ago to Charleston.
Okay.
So when I took a week off, and guess what I put on the board? I said, I'm going to Africa. I said, I got a cousin in Africa. I said, I'm going.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
Period. You do.
I said, yeah, I got a cousin in Africa. I said, y'all think I'm playing? I said, I'm going. And I want to go for real.
You would love it.
I really want to go.
You know, my mom's round trip to Nairobi was $800.
And see, that's what...
It costs more to get to damn Mexico right now.
Man, I want to experience it. I really do.
From the media, what do you... Because I told you, like, y'all, a lot of Africans portray African Americans as, like, boys in the hood, Martin Luther King.
Like poor. Like, they make you feel like Africa is a poor country. Over here, they make you feel like Africa is such a poor country. Like, it ain't nothing. Like, it's just flat land. Like, it's just a bunch of... Like, a desert. Like, everything is just hot. And, like, they make Africa... To be honest, they make Africa appear miserable. Like, it makes you really don't want to go. It's the way they say, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it don't look inviting.
It doesn't. They don't. They do.
Here,
they're not. Yeah, the way that they package, like, go to Mexico, go to here, luxury vacation. Like, no one is pushing a luxury vacation in Africa here in America.
Exactly, and that's one thing. Like I said.
So were you like shocked at some of the pictures I posted?
Man,
sometimes
I was like, man, Africa beautiful. Like the culture, like just seeing the way people live, so old timey. Like they look refreshed though. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see the older elders still washing clothes in wash tubs and stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, that's.
But the good thing about it is they do have washing machines. Do you know what I'm saying? They have everything we have.
But I'm just talking about just the culture itself,
the energy, the tradition,
the tradition. You know what I'm saying?
Tradition.
Because I understand it's modernized like crazy now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Just like the image is not.
I get what you're saying.
Unforeseeable for me. You know
but you're saying that they do both, where we have let our we've let our traditional stuff go.
Yeah, because like if you see somebody doing that over here, you gonna frown up your nose. Like,
they broke.
They say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They get judged like
country.
Yeah.
Country folk.
Okay, with my size yard, if I push it with a push more, then they'll look at me crazy.
Yeah. That nigga can't afford a tractor.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
He hurt.
Yeah, like you know, it's just the judging,
the stigma.
The stigma. It's always a bar set. You know what I'm saying? That's
keeping up with the Joneses. Would you ever move to Africa?
If, like I said, I want to go, and if it divide right, I would love to. Like I say, once he get out of high school, we gonna be gone.
Okay.
We already said that.
We out.
We out here. We gonna travel.
I think you would love it. I really do. It's such a freedom. That's what we were talking about before. It's just freedom to just live peacefully, not be a black man, not be a ex-con, not just to live.
Just to live and just and that's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
That's a blessing.
When you die, what is one thing you want to be remembered for doing?
I want them to say that he was like his daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do love the way my daddy was. I love the way he was represented when he was sent home. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the feel and the ride through the neighborhood, like, he put his mark on that whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I want to be remembered positively. Like, I want to be remembered as, yeah, boy, Fat Rat used to be that dude that was out there, but he changed and he had a positive message for people. Like I said, I love to deal with the seeds more than anything because they ain't even being given chances now.
What do you think about like these young boys now, like these gangbangers and stuff now? Like
they being misguided. They being misguided. They missing the love. They missing that love that we had growing up. They missing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And the streets is where they looking for it at, and it's not there.
What do you think your parents could have done to make your life a little different? Like, do you have any like, dang, I wish they had, or I had, or just life happens?
I can't even.
What would you do differently with your son? Like, so what if you were you and Selena had a baby and y'all were the perfect parents and your son just like went crazy? Like,
only thing I could tell him is the same thing I tell MJ right now. Understand you're not going to do everything right, but be man enough to accept the consequences when you do wrong. And when you make those wrong decisions, make sure they're your decisions. Don't let nobody else decide to put you in no other situation.
So that when it's time for you to be mad, all you can do is be mad at yourself.
Be mad at accountability.
Yeah.
And see, that was my biggest problem. I always wanted to blame everything else around me. Well, he did this wrong. He did this wrong. No, Fat Rat, you ain't had to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Period. Point blank, period. So that's why you paying for this.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I always used to point the finger, and until I started accepting responsibility and accountability for my actions, then I always got caught in that whirlwind.
Do you feel like it's bad when people stay in their hometown? Like, say you had gotten out of jail and like moved somewhere else. Because sometimes it's the hometown curse. That's why I left Woodbridge after college.
For some people,
and went to Atlanta.
But the thing about Columbia, I feel like it's a dark cloud over the city for some reason. I don't know why. But everybody that I know that moved from here don't want to come back. It ain't matter where they went. I got a homeboy in Denver, Colorado. I got a homie in California. I got one in Texas. Her brother done moved to Texas. Everybody that moved out, Buck in Florida, they don't want to come back. They don't want to come back.
I feel like there's like a leash on your back here. You know? I feel like people can't really grow. You can't go.
And until you get out and experience other stuff, you're going to be stuck, though, because you can only become what you...
But you said after he graduates, y'all are out.
After he graduates, we do a lot.
Do you have any questions for me before we wrap this up?
I just want to know how you like Africa. Would you like, compared to here, you stuck over there?
I will live and die in Africa.
Okay. And why?
Just from the first time that I went there, I feel my innocence is there. I feel my body feels better. My mind feels better. I feel more free. I have more options.
What about the air, like breathing? Like,
the air is great.
Different?
The sun is hitting me in the right way. I just feel like my body was meant to be there.
And you made a statement earlier. You said blacks don't even realize they black until they come over here.
Yeah.
Like, I want to feel.
When I went over there and I was like, oh, I'm a black woman, black this. And in Kenya, they were like, why are you so obsessed with the fact that you're black? And I'm like, because we've been told all our lives that we're black. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I'm black and then I'm a woman. I'm not a woman who's black. You're a black man. You know, so from the time that I was in kindergarten, I can remember knowing I'm Black.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So that's the way America has trained us. Is we're Black. Fighting because you're Black. You might get charged more because you're Black. You know, you live in this area because you're Black. Your school is Black. This is a Black school.
Yeah.
Everything is just categorized by being Black.
And that's how it is.
So it's being in a space where everybody's Black has allowed me to emotionally put my guard down. Just things that come with that. So that's one thing I just like. Imagine being on a continent where you look like 90% of the people.
It gotta be love.
It's all love.
Gotta
You know?
be love.
Yeah, like it's really a good feeling to not have to worry, like, because I can't even lie. Sometimes when I'm in an Uber and it's a white person, I look different. I'm looking
Yeah.
a little different at the journey versus if it's a Black man driving me. Versus, you know, because I'm just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're just taught, just like you said, your dad always told you, don't fuck with them crackers.
Yeah,
like
don't fuck with
we're
them
just taught to have a defense around white people because they are gonna fuck you. So make sure they don't fuck you first.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? We're taught to be on defense mode. So if you're like that your whole life, you know, I went to an HBCU, so that's where my guard went down a little. But you know, we're constantly fighting to prove ourselves. I'm better. I have to be a better woman because I'm a Black woman. All these things. So
Instead of just being a woman.
a woman. So to be in Africa, to be in Kenya, to be in Ghana and be able to rest my head because we're all Black. Or if I lose a job to a woman who has the same qualifications as me, I'm not like, well, it's because she's white.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. One more question about Africa. I did a project in elementary school. They made us do a country in Africa. And I didn't want to get the regular countries that the people get, Kenya, you know, the regular. Guess what country I picked?
Mozambique.
Uganda.
Oh, Uganda is one of the friendliest places.
Yes, I said, have you?
Do you know the slogan? I've been to Uganda.
Okay.
They call it the Pearl of Africa
Okay.
because the people are so friendly. It's right next to Kenya.
Wow. Like, I never forget that.
What did you learn about it?
It was so long ago. I just know I did the project on Uganda. I just know
Uganda is so rich in resources.
I just didn't want to be the normal.
Kenya, Ghana, South Africa. So
That's what I said.
Okay, Mr. Tony picking Uganda. Yeah, I've been to Uganda and it was so relaxed and chill. And I've never seen so many people who look like me.
Okay.
Yeah, they think I'm African. I am African. It's not that they think I am African and they know I'm African. Let me say that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will put your link below. Thank you for being so transparent and honest
No
through
problem.
this. This has been really, I feel like I've learned so much about you.
Yeah.
I've learned so much about you through this. So I love this for us.
Yes.
And I thank you guys for watching. I'm here for the next couple months, y'all. So we are finding these people and we're bridging these gaps. That's the whole purpose of this. So I love you guys for watching. And please support my cousin. Reach out to him if you have questions. If you want to host him or anything, reach out to him. He loves to talk.
I'll do it.
I love you guys.
Leave them kitty cats astray, talking dirty, leave them home, dripping, dripping,